thank you so much for joining us on the call today. If you take a minute to give us maybe a status report of your program as you come back to Houston, and then what we can expect from your program as you begin your season Saturday at Arizona, please.
Sure. We're excited to be back, kind of into somewhat some normalcy, and get back into our normal swing of practice. We had one yesterday. Today is our off day. Practice tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. A brief walkthrough Friday before we fly out to Tucson. But not to be flippant, but it's been a ride, and we're ready to get back to some normalcy. But our players, our staff, our support staff, we've spent a lot of the last 72 hours kind of making sure that everybody's okay, home-wise, transportation-wise, food-wise. We've kind of crossed those T's and dotted those I's in terms of making sure everybody's back, and then the school week starts tomorrow. So we're ready to get back into the normal way of doing things.
We'll take questions for Coach Major Applewhite. Please hit *1 on your telephone keypad. We'll put you in the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
Thank you. Our first question will come from Chris Manini with the All-American.
Coach, did you guys happen to watch any of the games over the weekend? Were you guys able to take anything or do anything football-wise since you didn't have a game?
Yeah, I'm sure our players, I spoke with a lot of them when they returned back yesterday, and a lot of them did spend some time watching games. A lot of them spent, the early part of the day, the morning and early afternoon, kind of helping out teammates and doing those sort of things. But then, once the afternoon hit, a lot of them were watching games and getting ready for practice on Sunday.
And do you know of anything about the possible rescheduling of the game?
I don't as of right now. That's something that we've talked about postponing till December 2nd. If both teams are not in their conference championship games, being able to play that game and still play our 12th game. But if one of the two teams is in the conference championship, obviously they talked about, canceling at that point if one team is in the conference championship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have other questions for Coach Applewhite, please? *1 on your telephone keypad.
Our next question will come from Derek Sharp with USF Radio.
Coach, you used the word normalcy. Does football and getting back on the field truly help in that sort of process?
I thought it did yesterday. There was a lot of, we left town Friday morning, practiced Saturday, did not practice Sunday, practiced Monday, practiced Tuesday, did not practice Wednesday, did not practice Tuesday, practiced Wednesday. So we were on, on again. And it was at different facilities, indoors, outdoors at the University of Texas. It was a different deal. So to just be back home in our own meeting rooms, on our own practice field, yeah, honestly, just from the visual part of it and just the feel of it, just being back in our own building was good.
Best of luck with everything. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Zach Roseblatt with Arizona Daily Star.
Hey, Coach. I was wondering if you guys have had much chance to watch Arizona film and kind of what your thoughts are on them. They came off of a tough season last year.
Yeah, just going all the way back to just watching Coach Rodriguez and his teams, and whether they be at West Virginia or Michigan or Arizona, just the teams play with great effort. They play with a lot of toughness. They're very well conditioned. Obviously, just from an offensive and defensive standpoint, play with great pace on offense, run the football, and that's always been a trademark. Very tough, hard-nosed, well-conditioned football team that makes you play the entire field, vertically and horizontally. A good stable of backs. There was a lot of guys that were hitting around the 80, 90-yard mark in terms of yards last week. So ball distribution, speed in the slot. So a really good football team, very explosive football team on the offensive side. The defensive side, I saw them play with great effort. In their first game out this season, play with great effort and intensity, and they've got returning starters with experience. And you've seen guys maybe move positions, but it's for the betterment of their defense, and guys playing a lot of instinct and playing with great pad level. So it's a tremendous challenge, and that was a good opening win for them. They played very clean for our first game out as a football team. Just thought they play with a lot of poise, and their quarterback play with a lot of poise. He understands their system. He understands how to operate in their system. He's a competitive player. So they're a very, very good ball club. It just doesn't surprise me, just being a fan of football and watching, Coach Rodriguez and his staff. There's a lot of continuity in his staff, and seeing that Saturday night against Northern Arizona wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, and Rich Rod has made a bigger effort to recruit in Texas recently. Specifically, they've been hitting Houston pretty hard. I was wondering, how much of a priority is it for you guys to keep, the top local recruits at home?
Yeah, that's what has made this program successful over the course of time is keeping the best athletes in the city of Houston, or recruiting the city of Houston very well to where a majority or some of those grad athletes stay at home. There's a talent bed here, and there's a great coaching system here in terms of the high school football. So you can get a lot of great players that want to stay home, and that'll never change. That'll always be the calling card of our recruiting philosophy and what we want to do.
Sure. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Take one more question for Coach Applewhite, if we have one. Star 1 on your telephone keypad. And Coach, well, thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.